Hello, I'm Sam I am. Welcome back to the hologram, welcome to my channel, and welcome back to my soul fam who's here. And I just want to thank everyone for supporting me and watching my videos and leaving comments and everything and likes, and I'm loving it all. I'm really appreciative and I really appreciate the support and love you all for it, really. I know there's not very many right now, but maybe it'll grow. Anyway, so I want to talk about radical responsibility. And what I mean by that is when you're starting to go on a journey of self-discovery and you're looking at your inside world and how you think and react and respond to things, you need to start taking complete radical responsibility for everything in your life. And I wish I could outline it better, but right now my energy is I'm exhausted and I don't know why, but I've been exhausted for days. I don't know, but anyway, so I feel like I don't know how to get across what I'm trying to say, but I'm going to do my best here. When I say take radical responsibility, I mean for everything that you have thought or reacted to things in certain ways, because we all have been layered upon with societal expectations, family expectations, everything. The minute you're born, the world tries to tell you who you are or who you need to be, and most of who we naturally are gets covered over and a lot of times sadly forgotten. So when I mean take radical responsibility, we've been taught to react to certain things in certain ways. When we're wrong about something, we might get all defensive, and react from the ego and react from, but I'm never wrong, and that kind of thing. And you just have to take responsibility for, okay, I was wrong about whatever, and own it. And the more you own your stuff, the more responsibility you take for everything in your life, the freer you're going to feel, because you're allowed to change. You're allowed to grow. And I would almost argue you are required to change and grow. I mean, not really, but you could say that. And I feel like that. I feel like I am that's just, I don't know why I feel like I'm required to grow, but it's just something that's built in. You know what I mean? If I learn, if you, it's a quote from somewhere: when you know better, do better. And I just kind of have always gone by that. And we're all always doing the best we can with what we know and with the resources that we have. And I don't even understand why anybody would not do what they thought was best with the information and resources they have. You know what I mean? If you think it's in your best interest to be dishonest or deceitful for some reason, then that's what you're going to do. Whether or not that's correct is another thing. And so even though I don't even know what I'm talking about, so let me give a specific example. Telling your kid about Santa Claus. I don't have kids, so I don't have experience, but my parents never told me about Santa Claus, so I didn't have anything to lose faith in. So, like, it wasn't a big deal for me. And I had to be told not to tell other kids that there's no such thing, because I'm like, what are you talking about? You know? And they're like, and my parents had to tell me, hey, they want to believe it, so let them, you know? And I'm like, okay. Because some, like, well, maybe a lot of parents, like, believe it's in their child's best interest to believe in something magical. And I understand that, you know? So even if you're being, like, lying, or not lying, I don't want to just, like, I mean, technically, yes, but you're not going to just, like, put that dirty label on it, you know what I mean? You're being deceitful for what you believe is a good reason. But you need to take ownership of that. And I'm not saying, like, this specific instance or whatever, you know? But, like I said, this is just some random example. But, like, even if you had the best intentions, but you were doing things in a underhanded type of way, like, I feel like all of these words have bad connotations. And I mean, yeah, but again, you can do bad things for good reasons. And a lot of religious people have done a lot of bad things with good intentions. And it's really sad. And I don't want to get into that, because I'm not here to, like, tell anybody what to believe or whatever like that. But I don't really know what I'm, like, exactly the point I'm trying to make. I just feel like the more you're honest with yourself, the more you can be honest with everyone else. And the more you take responsibility for the things, not just that you've done, but, like, for the way that you think about things and the way that you react to things, like, what we call negative emotions, like anger. No emotion is really negative per se. I mean, yeah, it has a negative feeling to it. But you need to have all of your emotions to have the full human experience. But the things that you do from anger or from sadness, you know, from these lower negative feeling emotions, you need to be careful to not let your emotions color your actions so much, I guess. Like, I feel like I had a better point to all of this. I'm sorry. But, like, you know, but it just, like, the more you take responsibility for everything that you think and feel and do, then the happier, like, the freer you're gonna be. The more you will know yourself. You can look at things and go, I did this because I thought this was best at the time. Why did I think that was best? Why did I think it was a good idea for my kid to believe in Santa Claus, for example? I don't know. But, like, why did I think it was a good idea for me to say those hurtful things when I was angry? Things like that, you know? I wish this was more of, like, a dialogue and I wasn't just, like, talking to a camera. But like in a room by myself. But anyway, because then maybe I could kind of see if you're following better. You know what I mean? I keep asking that like you can answer. But anyway, I have been so exhausted the last couple days. And apparently, like, the whole planet is like moving through some kind of energy thing. I don't know a heck of a lot about it myself, but I can link to a creator who I follow who knows more about this type of thing, like the energies that we move through and all that. Like as a planet in the cosmos, you know. He's really cool. His name is Alexander Quinn, and I really appreciate the information he shares and that kind of thing. So I'll link him down in the description. But yeah, like apparently we're going through something, and like I'm definitely feeling it because I'm like so tired, and I'm like, what have I even done to be this tired? I don't know. Like it doesn't seem like I've done much. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to talk about, radical responsibility, and how I personally am feeling more freed by it. So with the topic discussed, I kind of wanted to see if there was any messages in the cards, and if I was going to do that, I should have been a little more prepared. Again, sorry, I'm exhausted. Don't know why. What's that? As the box falls all the way across the room. That's okay. Okay, the one I'm using today is the Starseed Oracle. Meow. And I just kind of wanted to, because I feel like maybe I'm not the only starseed here. Starseeds, light workers. I'm not sure if you'd be familiar with the term. But a starseed, from what I understand, is someone who believes that they did not originate on this planet, like past lives and stuff like that on other planets, on other worlds, and are here this lifetime on this planet. Which I believe we are all a soul, and a soul does not necessarily have a human form. We are human right now, but and then after we pass, we will return to a formless soul. Anyway. So the card I'm drawing right now, Cracked Open, Rock Bottom, Surrender to the Alchemy of Life. I don't know, I swear, I think sometimes like these messages are for me. I'm just sharing it with you. But Cracked Open, and this person, I think it's a woman, is literally cracked open. That's kind of how I feel right now, honestly. I feel cracked open, like just bleeding my energy everywhere right now. I don't know, but we'll see what the book has to say about that card. Because yeah, bleeding energy everywhere, right? Like it's kind of like dripping down like blood. I don't know why I laughed. That's not funny. But anyway. Nervous laughter is such an odd habit, isn't it? Okay. cracked open. And then the tagline at the bottom is rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Don't let the weight and density of the world squash your tender spirit. Instead, let it call even more of it home, into your body, at the center front of your life. It's through the extreme pressure of life's trials that diamonds are cultivated. It's when things are at their darkest that we cultivate proper faith and our light is ignited. It's through the crumbling that we can allow our wounds to be alchemized. Let your pain, sorrow, and losses make you, not break you. Let life alchemize your tragedies into gold. Be open to being cracked open, wide open. It's the difficult times that help us grow in leaps and bounds, and in ways we could only dream were possible. But first they have to crack us open. Sometimes it hurts like hell. It's nature's way. Whether you let it happen or not, it's going to happen, so surrender to the process. It's how the light gets in. When your heart cracks open, a space is created for your soul to more fully enter. When your soul cracks open, a space is created for the grace of the Holy Spirit to enter. Let your trials, your sorrows, your pains, and your losses transform you into more and more of yourself. Stay open to the possibility that your tragedies, your losses, your sorrows, and your hurt happened for you, not to you. Bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. Surrender to the alchemy of life. And the inquiry is, how can you let life crack you open? So it's kind of like not exactly what I was feeling immediately. The message is more like, it's a good thing to be broken open. And I do think so. That is how you grow. Like a snake shedding skin, that type of thing. I've noticed a lot of animals and insects will go through different life phases, metamorphosis, shedding skin. Like bugs will shed like their shell, some like cicadas or whatever. Caterpillars and butterflies and snakes shedding skin, all that kind of thing. And so I really feel it like with the snake though, because like to shed your skin, you have to be growing on the inside of it. And you grow to the point where the skin starts to crack open, you know what I mean? Like a shell, and you're just growing out of the old you, and you have to crack open so that you can grow properly. You can't see it, but Athena's looking. She's like, what's going on? He's so cute. She's looking up, what's going on? I see mommy on this phone. Anyway. So yeah, definitely let yourself be cracked open. I am feeling cracked open. And another thing I've been thinking about with this kind of theme is how softness is strength. And like truly, softness is truly strength, because you have to be flexible. You have to, like the way that young trees survive in the winter, when the snow comes down and gets heavy, they have to bend. They have to bend, because if they don't bend, they'll break. And, they need to keep growing. They need to bend to stay alive. You need to bend to stay alive, and you need to, shed your old skin in order to grow. Same with like shedding the seed when the plant grows out of it, I kind of feel like that's sort of the same thing, only maybe like a seed is a much smaller thing that grows into a much bigger thing than a snake shedding a single layer of skin. But anyway, so yeah, being flexible. And I know that I've heard the word alchemize in spiritual communities for a while. And that just means like transforming something from one thing into another. And so it's like taking the pain and the things that have broken you open, and instead of fixating on the event or what it did to you, set it down, let it go, and take with you from that the lesson. So that way the thing itself is no longer hurting you and you can move forward. That's what forgiveness is, by the way. That's another theme that kind of goes hand in hand with this, is forgiveness. Forgive yourself, forgive anyone for anything that needs to be forgiven, because forgiveness does not mean condoning it. Forgiveness isn't something you earn. It's not something you bestow upon someone. Like, forgiveness is truly for yourself. Like, I am done letting this hurt me. I forgive you, so that way it can stay there in the past. And I can move forward. I can take the lesson of that with me forward and use it to embody growth with it, So that's... And the other thing about forgiveness is you don't need to tell the person that you do forgive them if it's like somebody has done something to you. You don't need to even tell the person. You just do it in your head or in your heart. And you just, you don't have to stay in contact with someone who was abusive to you. You never have to do that. Unless you're a minor, and those are other situations that I don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm not gonna continue talking about it. But as an adult, you really don't have to stay anywhere that is hurting you. So stop letting it hurt you, So like, forgive the person, but understand the lesson is you learned that that's who they are. And you learned who they are, and now you know not to let them hurt you the same way again. And that's how you create a boundary. I feel like I've gone a lot of different places in this video. So anyways, I hope any of that helped. And I hope any of it made sense. Oh, I also wanted to let you guys know I have an email connected to my channel now. So if there's ever anything you want to express or ask, or like maybe have me talk about in a video, anything at all, I'm totally open to talk with you guys. So, all right, see you next time.